Okay, resolving conflict. First, from my point of view, resolving conflict, uh, as a leader, we need to, when the conflict is secure, when the conflict is happened, we as a leader take a responsibility to change the situational factors in order to resolve the conflict that happened. So, we as a leader, we need to prevent the conflict from continuing, and as a manager or as a leader, we need to select a resolution strategy appropriate to the situation and individual that involved in the conflict. Okay, second, focus the group on superordinate goals. Okay, definition of superordinate goals means that superordinate goals enable people from opposing sides to come together and work toward a common end. Okay, in the everyday environment, in the everyday work environment, for example, the alignment of employer and employee goals with regard to job security and can minimize the conflict. Okay, third, use interpersonal conflict handling approach. Okay, in this point, it consists of 4 things, which is avoiding, accommodating, compromising, and collaborating. Okay, for the avoiding means you need to evade the conflict, which means, for instance, if I am the person who is involved into some conflict, I will neither pursue my belief nor those of the others involved, but I would continuously postpone or completely dodge the conflict whenever it comes up. Okay, this style could be appropriate to use when the conflict seems trivial, so you don't have time or need more time to think, and you feel as though you have no chance of winning, or you are afraid of being met with resentment. Okay, accommodation style forsakes your own needs or desires in exchange for those of others, such as being humble and avoid situation for become worse by let the others win and think you are in the wrong, or feel like you have no choice but to agree to the other point of view. Okay, next, compromising work to find a middle ground between all the needs, which would typically leave people unsatisfied or satisfied to a certain extent. Okay, this style suitable to use when a deadline is rapidly approaching, or you need a temporary solution for the moment. Okay, and last, collaboration. Okay, a collaboration style attempts to find a solution that will meet the needs of all parties. For example, you decide the decision to satisfy everyone because of there is an important relationship present between the parties. So the final solution is too important for anyone to be displeased, or the belief of multiple stakeholders must be represented. Okay. For the last point in resolving conflict, it is bringing a third party. Okay, bringing a third party is any party that have no interest if any two of parties that involved in the conflict win or lose. Okay, and also the third party have the credibility and have a capacity to resolve the conflict. which means that it doesn't matter what is your position, even you and others two parties is in the same position in the organization. If you have the credibility and the capacity to resolve the conflict, so you will be the third party. Okay, so now we move to the risk mitigation strategies. Okay, in definition of risk mitigation means that any kind of action that will reducing the severity. In leadership context, risks occur anytime and anywhere. So, in order to overcome the risks, there are lists of risk mitigation strategies. It consists of risk avoidance, risk transfer, and risk assumption. Okay. So risk avoidance. Risk avoidance change requirements, so risk no longer applies. For the examples, delete the functionality that looks hard to implement, give project more resource, and improve staff training. And other examples is when we organize an outdoor event. So outdoor event, no significant requirement to do it outdoor. Hence, move to indoor to avoid natural condition, whether at that time rain or sunny. Okay. Next is risk transfer. Risk transfer means that you make your risk someone else's risk. For the example, a simple example is insurance. Okay. Last, risk assumption. Risk assumption is accept the potential or accept the risk and take preventative measure. Which means risk assumption accept the potential risk and its consequence as part of the project. Other than that, take preventive action to reduce probability and impact, and prepare contingency plan to deal with the risk if it does occur. Okay. For example, outdoor recreation. When it rains, contingency plan replace with outdoor activity, which is how to tie knot, how to cook rice by using natural source like bamboo, and other than that. Okay, so the last part from me that I will explain to you guys is managing for the unexpected. Okay, managing for the unexpected means that we as a leader, from my point of view, we as a leader or manager that will handle an event or organization, we need to predict or expect the highest probability risks that will occur during the event. Okay, because every sport event carries element of risk. A lot of them carries element of risk. So a risk is an event that cause something to go wrong on a project. So if we as a leader didn't prepare or didn't do a contingency plan, we didn't have a contingency plan before we handle the event, before the event start, the probability, the chance of the risk to occur is highest, and it will be a problem to the organization. Okay, next, under the managing for the unexpected, we have a generic risk. Okay, generic risks under of it, there are some normal things that always happen during a event, during a sport event, which is lack of common understanding, bad planning, mishappening, personal turnover, loss of key people, and other than that, so I will go through a little about my part. Okay, and then after that I will pass to my next friend, which is Ajik, and it will explain the others part under the generics. Okay, so for my part, lack of common understanding. Lack of common understanding consists of misunderstanding the requirement, misunderstanding of target environment, and dispute among project teams. I think this topic, this part, I don't have to explain a lot because it is a simple problem that occur every time when we handle an event. So next is bad planning. Okay, bad planning consists of inadequate time for testing, misestimating of project difficulty or complexity. Okay, this bad planning always happen during an event when you, as a new leader or a new manager, that have to create an event, have to handle an event. There must be sometimes you had the bad planning in organize your event, and these two things is the normal things that happen in a bad planning. So I don't think I need to explain further because everyone can understand. Okay, next is mishappening and personal turnover, loss of key people. Okay, thank you, and I will pass to the Ajik to explain his part, and that's all from me.